Hey everyone, Aubrey Morrell here, and welcome back to another episode of the Mystery Mold series. This is mold number 7, and I am really excited about this one. Not only is it the largest mold that I have done yet, but it is also an item that I was truly hoping to find as I was going through all of these molds. This one I had to do a couple of bands on it just because it's so large. And this one, it gave me quite a fit, and you'll see why here in just a minute. I knew that the outside of the mold was pretty damaged, but the inside looked okay to me as I was cleaning it up. But as you'll be able to see here, the sides were obviously not meeting very well, so I had a pretty big spill and I did panic. And I remembered seeing a video, or maybe it was that I asked my local supplier what would happen if there was not a good seal on the edge, and they said, well, you can just get some clay, and I had some reclaim next to me, so I just grabbed a bunch of reclaim and I started to pack it around the edges. And I really should have done this beforehand because I knew that this mold was pretty damaged on the outside, so should have been my sign, right? But I did my best, and I cleaned up the edges afterwards, and it turned out okay. But there was also a lot of damage on the inside of the mold, like just as far as the texture of the piece. So I did end up spending more time on this mold than I had anticipated, but I'm happy with the end result. I just don't know if this is a mold worth keeping, just because it took so much work to get it to look nice in the end. But here I think I left it for like 35 minutes just so it would set up. And looking back, I wonder if you're supposed to leave this one longer to make it a solid piece, because how would you wash something like this, like where it's hollow on the underneath side? It would be really hard to get a scrub brush in there to clean this. So I think if I were to make another one, which I probably won't, I think that you would leave it longer to make it a solid piece. And that would make more sense, just to be able to keep it clean. I do like that it was lightweight this way, but again, yeah, just for health reasons, I think you would leave it so it would solidify the inside. And you can kind of see there what I mean. It's just hollow, and I wouldn't be able to clean that. But here I am going to flip it over so you can see. And I think that it was intended to have like a wood grain texture over the whole piece. But again, there was some damage. I think just water damage. And it could have been bug damage. I don't know. These were outside. So look, if you see there on the top left, that's all part of the damaged part. Like, I think it's just supposed to be wood grain. But so I let this dry, and I went back with some tools, and I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, took off all of the texture because I didn't want to have like just some texture and some not. So I tried to make it a smooth piece. So this took a while, and I have sped this up quite a bit. I took my time to just make it look as clean as possible, and I did it over a bowl of water just to capture all that dust. And please don't come at me. I hardly ever wear a mask out in the shop. If it's something, I can leave the door open if it's something that I need to be ventilated, but in this case, I just did it over some water to capture that dust. But then I went back with the sponge and cleaned up all of the tool marks and just tried to smooth it out as much as I could so that the glaze would look nice on there. And then here's a technique that one of my lovely viewers suggested, and I put some water on the table and then rubbed the piece around just to flatten out the bottom because it was not sitting flat. So I tried that, and it worked like a charm. That was so awesome. I love when you guys comment and give me tips because I don't know what I'm doing, but you do, so I appreciate it. Here the piece has been bisque fired, and I film everything on my phone, so I needed to use a reference photo, so I wasn't able to film myself drawing the Grinch face, but I just found a cute little picture I liked, and then I freehanded it based off of that picture. And then I went in with Wasabi Celadon, because it's a nice Grinchy green color, and I did all of the raised areas of the piece in wasabi, and I did 3 coats of it. So this took quite a while to do, just to go around all the edges. It really could have used another coat in the end. It's a tiny bit splotchy on the end result, but and okay enough for me. I'm keeping this piece for myself. I'm a Grinch lover, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to replicate this just because of the mold issue. So this is for me, and I didn't care that much. But anyway, I did this for quite a while, and then I'll go back in with some other colors to fill in the egg portions and then the Grinch part itself. And don't get mad at me, here I am with my Amico Satin Matte squeeze bottles again, and you guys might be tired of these, but I don't know, I love them, and I'm gonna keep using them. So here I am with the white, and I'm just doing the background behind the Grinch face, filling all of that in, trying not to get over the artwork of the Grinch, just because I don't really want the colors to sit on top of each other, just next to each other. So I tried to do the lines the best I could, and I'm sorry that my head is in the way. And then for the egg holes themselves, I had an idea where, so some of the characters from the Grinch, where he's got his dog, and then Cindy Lou, and then the Grinch himself, I kind of wanted these holes to like represent them. So that first hole there, I'm using a custom brown color that I mixed up, and then for the dog, and then I'm gonna put some red dots in there because he's wearing like a red hat, so I thought that would be cute. And then for Cindy Lou, she's got her pink dress, so I used my custom pink color, and then she's got like, I think she has a red bow in her hair. The pictures I saw, it all made sense. So Cindy Lou is the pink and the red dots, and I wanted to do red dots in all of them just to kind of make it still cohesive. And it turned out really cute that way, so I'm glad I did that. And then after I add her red dots, then I'll move on to the third hole, which would be the Grinch one. And then I just kind of repeated the 3 colors going around. I could have kept going and found a different character for each one. I just didn't want it to be too much. And then they're all kind of wearing the same colors anyway, but this was my idea. If I would have had a lot more time, I wanted to draw the characters in each of the egg holes. Like I wanted to draw the dog, draw Cindy Lou, and then some of the other characters, or just Dr. Seuss type art, I really love his style of art. It's like very drawn and almost like comic like sometimes, just depends on which version you're looking at, but I really liked that. And so you can see I just repeated all the colors there, and then it turned out cute. I like it. And I've done this polka dot method with the satin mats before on those jam jars that I had. So I know that the dots wouldn't bleed very much. They would kind of just sit wherever I put them. So I went with that idea again because I liked it. And here I am going over that white with black to make the lines for the Christmas lights. And again, it did bleed a tiny bit, but not much, not enough for it to really matter to me anyway. And then I went back in and added the green for the Grinch, and the perfect green for this is the moss color. It matches his fur, his hair color, I don't know, perfectly. And then for the eyes, I don't know if I've said this. I think I said it in the ornament video. The eyes look really good with that chartreuse. It's kind of that lime yellowy green color, so that works out perfect. And for the mouth, I'm trying not to overlap the colors. I mean, when you're getting this detailed, it's hard not to. But I at least wanted to have, some spots where they weren't overlapping, just so it would stay that true black versus true green and they wouldn't get muddy. In the end, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I got thick in some spots with the glaze, and you'll see why I think that in the end. But overall, I'm really happy with this. And it's fun to glaze with these bottles. I don't know if you guys tried it yet, but it's just fun. It's very methodical, and it's relaxing. Like, I just sit there, and normally I'll have some music on, which is why I do the voiceovers, so that I can play music in the background. Otherwise it can get pretty boring out in the shop, just sitting out there in the quiet. And I play the music on my phone, so I can't listen to music and record at the same time. Hopefully someday I'll have another way to film, but right now it's my iPhone. And you can probably tell the quality of the videos are not always the greatest. iPhone is great and I love it, but it's not really intended for this kind of thing. So hopefully someday I'll have a new way to film, and then just use my phone for whatever. Music. I'm just going back in with the black and outlining everything now. I wanted it to look like it was kind of a comic, cartoon, drawn kind of piece. I just think that kind of fits the theme pretty well. Adding in some little hair marks around his face just to make it look a tiny bit more realistic, I guess. Give it some interest. And then I will go back in with the other colors to make the Christmas lights. I probably could have done a little bit of a better job getting a good light bulb shape. I just kind of made blobs. It still turned out cute in the end, but I think next time I would take more time to make them look more uniform. But I think I did yellow and red and light blue and I think green. I kind of went off of a photo that I had found on Pinterest and pulled in those colors because I wanted it to stay true to the Grinch-esque theme, like, from the movie pretty much. And to add to the comic-like look, I added some black lines around each of the egg holes, and I'm glad I did that in the end, just to kind of separate that from the rest of the plate. I think it looked good, and it added some more interest to it that it kind of needed, and it brought the black in from the center to the outside, so it's not so disconnected. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm gonna reveal the egg tray. Okay. Alright, gotta put some gloves on. It's still a little bit warm. It's actually pretty cute. Aww. Alright. That's cute. The only problem I see is that it crawled a little bit right there on his mouth and by his eyes. But I'm the one keeping this anyway, so how cute is that? I love it. That is gonna be so fun to use at Christmas. Okay, so I gotta clean the back off. Got a lot of kiln wash going on, but I mean, that's adorable. I don't know if you can see the color. So this is the brown and red, pink and red, and green and red. And Mr. Grinchy with Christmas lights in the middle. Yay! Okay, see y'all.